The last of our emerging company Horizon presenters from Tango Networks. Would you please welcome their President and CEO, Alastair Westgarth. Alastair?
So on the theme of not paying attention to the rules, if you have your cell phone, please turn it on. I want to make sure you get your calls, because that's one of the things we do. We make sure you get your calls. So ignore Bill, just like Andy did as well. So Tango Networks, we're a Richardson-based company. We've been around for a little over 3 years. We've been fortunate enough to have a large number of very patient and very supportive investors. We put $30 million into our company. And we're located right near the cluster of the telecom corridor, heavyweights such as Ericsson, such as Nokia, Siemens, such as Nortel, etc. And what we do is we build a system that allows your mobile phone to be part of all of your corporate communications. We allow a corporation to decide how you communicate, not just on your desk, but with your mobile phone as well. And of course, we provide individuals with the ability to tailor their communication to their needs and desires as well. Some of the things it means, simple thing like a single number. On my business card itself, it doesn't say direct, main, fax, cell, etc., soft phone. It just says one phone number, because you're not trying to call my cell, you're not trying to call my desk, you're trying to call Alastair. So we're about unifying your communications experience. And actually, I think we're also generating business for Andy, because we are converging the systems together, so that's something that he'll have to protect for us. Single voicemail. I know everybody in this room has had the wonderful experience of there's a voicemail beeping at them on their desk, a voicemail beeping at them on the phone, there's one on their computer, they go home, the same problem. And if you listen to the voicemail in one location, it doesn't do anything about the voicemail in the other location. In our system, it's one voicemail. It's one voicemail of choice. And regardless of whether you listen to that voicemail on your cell phone or your desk phone, the indicator, the light, the counter, whatever, is removed accordingly. So now you don't have to think about managing multiple voicemail boxes. Now, with this comes the fact that if you're bringing the cell phone into the enterprise is going to want to provide management and control. So if you think about it, it's something simple. Some people are allowed to make phone calls all around the world. Other people, other organizations within an enterprise, they only want them to make within office calls or local phone calls. We allow an enterprise to extend the policies that they apply to the desk to the mobile. But by the same token, what an enterprise over here does is not the same as what an enterprise in another part of the country or another environment would do. So we make it customized to the individual, customized to the enterprise, customized to the experience that is desired within that corporation. And the other thing that's key with our system is we don't care what kind of phone you have. I would imagine there's probably 30% of the people in this room will have BlackBerries, 10% will have iPhones, and there'll be Symbian phones. We don't require any specific mobile device. So it's any mobile device, any network, any PBX. Here's the cartoon version of what we look like. At the end of the day, there's only two things that are important here. We connect the blue circles, which are the corporation of the enterprise, to the big red circle. And that's the network. That could be AT&T, that could be Verizon, T-Mobile, etc. So we make those two worlds talk seamlessly together. So what you can do in the mobile network, you can do in the fixed network. What you can do in the fixed enterprise network, you can do in the mobile network. And we want to do it in a format whereby somebody is not suboptimized. We don't want to do something that ruins the experience for the end user. If you ask people to dial 20, 30 digits just to get to a long distance trunk, they're not going to do that. They like to press send and end, pull out the phone number of the contact list. If you do something that takes money away from the operators, the AT&Ts, Verizons, etc., they're not going to support it. If you do something that makes it expensive or awkward for the corporation or enterprise, they're not going to do it. So what we do is try to make the best decision for all of those three key stakeholders wrapped around the value proposition for Tango. Some fun facts. People want what we do. They do want converged services. 50%, 40%, depends how you look at it, the workers are mobile. Sue from Nokia Siemens was just making a comment to me earlier that there's hardly any desk phones in their office. Well, at the end of the day, people will tend to go mobile if they can. That's a fact. The other thing is, most people, they're not just mobile, they're corridor warriors. Even when they have a fixed phone, they're mobile. They've got it in their pocket, they're walking around the hall. So at the end of the day, this is a need, and it's something that Tango Networks is trying to address cleanly and very simply. So with that, I will finish up and turn it over to the next speaker. Thank you very much.